All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kodash, the blameless, the elders and apostles of written stone. Shalom to the elect, wishing his word in truth and in sincerity, with the hope of receiving mercy of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai is the name of his only begotten Son. The so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites, according to the prophecies that are written in the scriptures. I want to make it known that the RFID microchip is the charagma written about in Revelation 13, verse 16 on down, which is the MOTB. The miracle drug is a precursor to the MOTB. Yahweh Shai, whom dwelling that they call Jesus, is about to make his return upon the earth to deliver his elect and to pour out judgment, as it is written. So I want to go straight into this lesson dealing with the preppers are getting scared. And if you don't know, you have some individuals around the world, they are preparing for the worst case scenario, from the crash of the economy to looting, riots, to natural disasters, chaos, to World War III, even having bunkers. These people say the instability of the world that we are living in right now, and they are preparing for the chaotic times ahead, and these people are getting scared. So I'm gonna just bring out a precept and run a click so you get the understanding of what I'm speaking on. This is 2 Ezra 15 verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. And this is what's being done now. We're speaking in the ears of these so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans of these prophecies. And these are all end-time prophecies. But people choose to ignore the things that are transpired that the Lord had foretold him to do in the last days. So let's jump to this clip.
Riots taking place across the United States of America, and I'm not how widespread, verbally attacked or... Okay, so we have some reports right now that people are being attacked for being preppers or being survivalists. Now, this happened back in 2020 leading into 2021 when we had the riots taking place across the United States of America. And I'm not talking about verbally attacked or condemned online. I'm talking about being physically attacked and zeroed in on for being preppers. Now, I don't know how widespread this kind of phenomenon might be. I don't know how many people might actually be, being attacked and it not being reported or not being reported as being preppers. But what I do know is that it's time to start tidying up your operational awareness, your security around your house, get your cameras, get everything that you need to do to make sure that your surroundings, especially in the sanctity of your own home, are prepared. Now, that involves a whole kind of reassessment of your situation. If you live in an apartment, if you live in a small home, you have a manufactured home, there's really so many different factors that go into this, and you have to start considering your particular spot in preparedness right now, how you might be viewed from an attacker's standpoint, their most likely attack time or when they would enter into your home, how they'd be coming in your home, what your defenses are. These are very time-consuming and very serious considerations. Now, a lot of people, especially we have friends who are owners of firearms outlets, they're gun shop owners. And so they have the idea that you have a GUN in every single room because they say, well, if I'm going to the bathroom, what am I going to do? Walk around like a cowboy with a different, pistol around me? No, I'm going to have one for the bathroom. Well, if I'm sitting there in the kitchen and somebody knocks down my door, what am I going to do? Run to the bedroom past the kitchen to get to my firearm to be able to protect myself? Or do I have to fight off the people as they're blasting to try to get there? No, I'm going to have one in my kitchen. Now, then you have to take into consideration what your inside of your sanctuary or the inside of your home is like. Do you have children? You have to be responsible in those areas. And it could matter not whether it's a projectile that is, like a GUN, or it's something like a spray, or it's something like a taser. Kids can get hurt no matter what you do, so you have to start to be responsible in how you do these things. That's where the ticket.
So that's the basis of this whole video, because the thing is, people are get restless in society. A lot of people are losing their jobs, losing their homes, losing the form of somewhat of security that they have. So people get financially, let me just say, financially unstable. Yeah, that's the word I want to use. So I have a lot of people right now are prepared for worst case scenario, which are the preppers. But the thing is, no matter the preparation that you are preparing, it's not going to help you in the times to come. When people are go hungry and I look for food, yes, they're going to kick down your doors and they're going to come for what you got. They believe these bullets that you have cannot finish. So let's jump in the scriptures. This is back in 2nd Ezra 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. And why it is woe to the world? That woe represents destruction. When I go to verse 5, it read, Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. So this is what the Lord had declared He going to bring upon the earth. And this is the reason. For wickedness had exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their earthful works are fulfilled. So the Lord is about to bring judgment upon the earth in various forms. Verse 15, For the sword and their destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition amongst men, and invaded one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. And just take a look at what's going on now over France with the protesting. It's getting worse and worse. Now, Israel, a lot of protests taking place in Israel due to new measures being imposed on their population. And just for the record, because we're not gonna leave it out, the so-called Israel over there, But as the scripture have said, the course of their action shall stand in their power. Them not gonna regard their governors, their mayors, their prime ministers, their presidents. You see me? No matter which elective government officials, they're not gonna regard their words anymore. It's gonna be every man for themselves. That's why now you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans need to draw nigh unto Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, because in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is the only protection from what is to come. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to. So just use your head for once, and think, what kind of scenario, what could have transpired upon the earth, so in which you want to go into a city and cannot go? Think about it. Martial law, a state of emergency get declared. What could have caused a state of emergency? It could be another false flag in the form of another pandemic. It could be mass riots and looting in the streets, violence all over. Any one of these scenarios can play out. It could be a fall in the dollar. in which people cannot get their money out of the banks, cause people to do a lot of things that they at one point wouldn't do. Quarantine camps being set up around the world, curfews being imposed on the people. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods. And you believe, sir, the people them will live around you. You see, you are prepared. You see, you stack up food. You believe so when their food runs out, and them know say you have food over there, them are gonna risk it, yo. So your own neighbor are gonna kick off your door for what you possess. The scripture said, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So that will cause a lot of the upheaval in society, the famine. Because Yahweh Shimon shall say, I'm going to send the evil arrows of famine upon you, yo. And him I'm going to break your staff of bread, the means of all you provide for yourself. So Yahweh Shimon shall is about to work a work in the earth. And I'm going to bring various plagues in which people can't even comprehend, yo. Just think about when the Lord deliver Israel from out of Egypt, the plagues that the Egyptians went through. It's going to be nothing in comparison to what the Yahweh Shimon Shai is about to do now. And say is a time such as none other. Scripture referred to it in, I want to say, Daniel 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Daniel, Slakia, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, withstandeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. And this is what's taking place here. Yahweh Shimon Shai, by preaching of the word, is sealing his elect. Because great troubles are coming. And that was part of the prophecy written in Mark. Let's see. I want to see if I remember exactly where that is. It's Mark 13, verse 7. This is Mark 13, verse 7. And when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled. For such things must needs be, but the end shall not be yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in divers places, and there shall be famine and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows, and the beginning of sorrows entail a lot of death and destruction. 2 Ezra 16 paint that picture very clearly. Even when Ezra saw it, this was Ezra's statement when he saw it, or Yahweh Shimon Shai, when he sent the plagues upon the earth. I'm going to start at verse 14. This is 2 Ezra 16, verse 14. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? So when Israel see the state of the world and the distress when the inhabitants of the earth have got through, this was his statement here, who will deliver him in those days. Verse 18, the beginning of sorrows. So you see what I mention of? The beginning of sorrows, the beginning of the times of Jacob's trouble. The beginning of sorrows and great mourning. The beginning of famine and great death. The beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? There's the scripture saying, what shall I do when these evils shall come? You don't want to be one of them that when the evil come, you're going to want to seek to Yahweh Shemi Shai. It is written in Ecclesiastes 12, so seek ye the Lord before the evil days joy nigh. The Lord tell us here, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, you see me? Him a go mock. And at that time, I'm going to seek the Lord early and shall not find him. Because in hated, reprove, and in disregard Yahweh Shemi Shai counsel. And that's why the Lord are going to give you over to your own devices. So the only way to prepare for what is to come is by turning to Yahweh Shemi Shai. Because as it is written in 2 Ezra 9, verse 7, it says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby he have believed shall be preserved from the said perils. And this is how we want to get preserved from, you. We want to escape and shall see my salvation in my land within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. And we want to be amongst those that Ezra that saw, that stood stiffly for the name of Yahweh Shemi Shai and enduring to the end. So, hope this is edifying. I want to say Kalalal, Yahweh Shemi Shai, Shalom.